Welcome to Vlogmas.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again.
Welcome
Hey, welcome to Vlogmas once again.
Welcome to week 3 of Vlogmas with us. Hi, my name is Flipkom-Tenta.
My name is Flipkom.
And we are doing Vlogmas. I don't know how even up to now Vlogmas just too excited. Welcome to Vlogmas.
Like I think it goes back to the very first one we made. I think that's where it started from. Because I've been
song
excited
and the hype,
since. Oh yeah, but it's exciting, it's true. I'm excited too.
We hope that you're enjoying our videos and that you subscribe, of course.
What are we doing today? I
was about to ask you the same thing.
So today, relax, ish. So today we are going to be talking about offensive things that everyone usually says. Okay, not usually, but just some things that you might say that could be offensive for the other person, and you who's saying it might not realize that it's offensive, but it is offensive to the other person. So we're just going to be talking about some of these things. It's just random stuff. It could be anything, but yeah, just as long as it could be offensive to the other person, to me or you, when I say it, when you say it, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, let's dive right into it. Since I introduced that, I will let you tell us some of the things that could be offensive without realizing.
I feel like this is a really important topic, and it's very, very, very touchy. I think it's a touchy topic. Because I mean, as human beings, I find we relate very differently, and so it's hard to tell when you're being offensive or when you offend somebody. It's hard for somebody to tell that you are trying not to be offensive, that it's just being your personality, and when you're actually being offensive.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true.
So I think for me, the first thing, I think I want to start with something that I think I say and then realize afterwards that, oh, maybe this person might have been offended by this. Yeah, like exactly. I could have come out a better way in terms of asking this or saying this. When you're having like chit chat, you know, with people, with friends, or when you're like in a group of people and you're just having, you know, like a chat, and they're telling you their stories of their lives and funny stories and whatever. I find that there are sometimes when I'm seated and, you know, I think back on these conversations, I find like I have these moments of where, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, it might have offended this person. I don't really know how to put it, like to explain. But like it's you know, you're telling a story, you're enthusiastic, and then, you know, somebody like it can come out as a comment. I can just go like, oh, you should have done that, you know, in the moment, or like, oh no, you didn't, and like just those like the small talk kind of small comments.
Just the small comments.
They're great, but for me, I reflect on it and go like, oh, maybe I offended them, you know, by like by doing all the like, because you know me how I am when I'm storytelling, I go like full effects. So when someone else,
it's just talking. We know you. Yeah.
So when someone else is telling a story, I feel like I need to give them like also that kind of like dramatic flair, like, oh no, really?
Like, oh no,
is that
really?
what happened? Like, you know. I feel like maybe that could be a little bit irritating, and the person will be like thinking like, of course pounds. I'm telling you, hello. Why do you keep making all these more annoying comments? But for me, that's just like me being me. And I wouldn't know that I am offending you like by doing that. So I feel that's, for me, that's like my personal thing that I think I do that might be offensive. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it could be offensive if you overdo it. I guess there's always too much of anything, and I feel like when I'm talking, like based on personal experience, if I'm talking and you keep saying that, sometimes it may sound exaggerated, like, okay, this person is teasing me, they're probably not even listening to what I'm saying, they're just trying to hype up the moment and not even interested in whatever it is that I'm saying. So if like you say it in the right moments, I don't think it could be offensive. But yeah, when you go overboard and after every sentence you're like, really tell me more. Oh, come on.
What is something you find offensive?
This is just something general. It's something that I try to avoid. I've said it before, but I've sort of come to realize that it's not such a good thing to say to people. It goes with body size. We tend to catch up with people from time to time, and especially nowadays where you don't get to talk to friends after a while, and you meet them somewhere and realize that they've changed in terms of physical appearance, and sometimes it might not be a comment, trying to give an idea that they're on the bad side, but they might be looking better than they were looking before, and you're just trying to give a compliment. But as good as that sounds, it's also indirectly saying that they did not look good before. So if you're telling somebody like, wow, you've actually lost weight or you've gained weight, they'll be thinking like, okay, so this person actually thought I looked like this before. And it's something that I've realized is not a very good thing to say, even if you mean it in a positive sense. It doesn't always feel that way for the person that's receiving those words, and yeah, so I realized that it could be offensive to say something like that.
And I feel for me, I'm actually experiencing that a little bit now. Because I grew up on the really smaller side. I was like really small most of the time. But now I have gained weight, and I love the weight gain myself, of course. I mean, I like that. But when I post a picture and people who've not seen me in a while, of course, a lot of people haven't seen me in a while, the first comment is always, oh my goodness, you've put on weight. You've put on weight. Yeah, and I'm assuming they mean it as a good thing. Not that I put on weight and I look terrible or it's bad, but I assume, I take it. Everybody who's told me that, I'm telling you, I take it that you mean it in a good way. And I think everybody who's passed that comment towards me can testify that my response has been, it's not that I have put on weight, I have grown. It's growth. You've grown. Exactly. It's growth. It's growth. It's not like I just went from boom to from how was that? I weighed like between 45 and 48 kgs for the longest period. And now I'm about 50 kgs. So for me, that's like it's a milestone. It's a milestone. You got past the milestone. Exactly. So when somebody tells me, oh no, you put on weight, I respond that it's growth. I don't even say thank you, no. I just say that it is growth.
It's growth.
It's not that I'm good with. I am just growing.
Like it's part of growth. I'm supposed to be like this. It's not a miracle that this happened.
Exactly. I'm not supposed to stay the same. Guys. Come on.
Yeah. Is there anything else you feel is offensive?
I was thinking of something, but then I have forgotten. Okay, I have remembered. This is also another thing that I do. I really want to give examples of myself than calling other people out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah, because
I think that's the best
I feel
thing to do.
Somebody
Actually,
will relate. I interrupt a lot. I think even you can testify.
That one I know that one. I mean, even people who are watching this series would testify to that. You've interrupted me 100 times already, so
it's I don't do it on purpose. I'm telling you. I don't do it on and I try to control it. I think especially now I've been really trying to control it. But guys, in my defense, I have a very short term memory. You see, just now here, I was thinking of saying this and then I forgot and I remembered it again. I have a very short term memory. My memory is so short term. You can also justify on this. You tell me something today, ask me about it tomorrow, and I'll be like, no, you didn't tell me. This has happened
like
to me.
No. You didn't say anything.
and I'll be there like, no, you didn't tell me. And you'll be like, but I told. And I'll be like, no, I'll be dead on it like you did not. So I feel like it's my mind's way of like trying to make up for that. So when I have a thought or I need to say, like, it just comes out just like I just start
like okay, before I forget, I need to say this now.
It just needs to come out, and I feel this has been a problem, especially when I've done workshops and all these like youth meetings and whatever. People think as if I'm being confrontational or like I'm trying to spark a debate. You know,
yeah.
You know, where someone is speaking, they're busy, they're giving their points, what, this, that, and then I just go like, but you know, you know, and then the person will be like, no, but what I'm trying to say is, and I'm like, but, and then you know, it will start like a back and forth, like kind of thing.
Oh my!
So, I'm telling you the truth,
that can be a problem.
It's not intentional. It's not. It's just my brain's way of trying to make up for it. So I feel that is offensive. It is. I do see the irritation sometimes. You know, like I'm having a conversation with somebody and I keep interrupting. I do see the irritation, and when I notice it, then like I have to like it has to keep clicking in my brain. Like, okay, don't interrupt. Like wait for them to finish speaking. Like slow down, like that.
Yeah.
And this is where afterwards I remember I love giving examples of myself. When I was younger and I would do something wrong, and my dad would sit me down and would lecture me. And you know how parents are, they would lecture you for a whole hour. They're just speaking and speaking and
They're
speaking
just speaking and speaking and speaking, yeah.
And you can't defend yourself because it would be disrespectful, right? To answer in the middle of the sentence. Of why, if they even if they ask you like, don't you think what you did was wrong? Before you can say yes, it was wrong. And you know, it's like a monologue for them. And then at the end of it, you know, my dad would ask me all the time like, do you have anything to say? And I was like, no. And then he would get upset all over again because
it's like all those interruptions, and you have nothing to say.
Exactly. Because when I wanted to say it, it was then. Now that you're asking me, I've forgotten what you said that I had to defend myself.
Oh my, interesting.
So in my defense, seriously, it's just to make up for that thing in my mind. But I know it can be very, very, very offensive, and I do not do it on purpose. What about you?
Interesting.
What's another thing that can be offensive?
I just thought of this one actually. I didn't think of it before, but I think it's something that I do a lot, and people find it offensive. It's responding to. I get texts, of course. I get friends that wants to check up on me from time to time.
Yeah.
But my way of communicating is I don't usually get my phone immediately it rings, because I actually turned off my message notifications. So the only time I get to respond to my texts and messages is when I decide to pick up my phone, like to check, to it's just a conscious decision that I take to actually check up on my messages. So I usually respond to messages like after hours after receiving them, and it's always, most of my friends get offended. They're always complaining. They're like, dude, why do you do this? Like it feels as though I'm not interested in. Yeah, they find it offensive that I don't respond to messages on time, and I know how it feels like. I send messages to people, not that I expect instant replies, but I realize that sometimes it feels as though somebody doesn't really want to talk to you, or it might seem like they are not interested or something like that.
But that one, if I can be allowed to comment. I feel for that one, you know, with the age of social media, people just assume, you know, everybody has the time and the interest to just sit with their phone scrolling. I have been an addict of social media before, of where I just sit there for hours and hours and just scrolling. You're not been reading anything, just
not reading. You're just scrolling. Swipe up, swipe up.
You're watching everything and anything that is there for you to see, but you're not really seeing anything, you know. And when you're like that, it's easy when you receive a message, it pops up, you get the notification to easily send a reply.
Yeah.
But we're different. We're not all like that. It has, for me now, I feel I'm a little bit more disciplined, that I can put my phone away and go like, okay, now I need to do this.
I need to work now, and
yeah, I'm not available to respond to messages and all that, and nobody has the right to come at me and go like, hey, I sent you this message 10, 3, 4, 5 hours ago. It's not like you informed me prior that, oh my goodness, I'm going to send you a message and you need to reply.
I'm going to send you a message and you're going to reply.
I should be on the lookout for it. So I feel we should really learn to have that patience and understanding of, like, it's not everybody that has the time and the interest to check their phone 24/7. I'm good at multitasking. I can watch a movie and be checking my phone. I can work and be checking my phone. But it's not everybody that can do that. So you need to understand. And also, people are living lives. People are doing things out there. You know, somebody might be out there, you know, living their best life, and there you are busy blowing up their phone. I mean, that
blowing up their phone. and also, like, if it's not an emergency, if it's a high text, how are you? I mean, that can be answered anytime, really. I mean, I would understand if it's something urgent, but of course you can't send a message for something urgent. I believe you can make a call if it's something that cannot wait.
And I feel if it's important and you are unable to make a phone call, I think get straight to the point. Instead of saying hi, how are you?
Yeah, hi.
Instead
just
of going
get straight to the
say
point.
Like, okay, hi, I did this. Can you help me? Because then, if I, like, you know, when you're busy and you go like, oh, let me just check my phone. You scroll down and the notification thing, it comes up, and then you see hi. You're like, I'll respond.
Hi. I'll respond later.
Chit chat. When someone is dying, they need your help. So get to the point, guys.
Get to the point, people. But yeah, some people do find it offensive, and yeah, I realized that yeah, it's just good to reply at some point. I think that's the most important thing, rather than just you know, just leave something hanging. I don't know if you have anything more.
I have the last
gone
one.
up to 21.
This one is like a complaint.
It's a what?
It's a complaint. What were on the issue of texting and phone calls? This one is a complaint from me to everybody.
Okay, let's hear it.
you know the thing of why you pick up your phone and you're like, oh my goodness, I haven't spoken to this person in a while, and you call them, right? You call them and they're like, oh hello, and they're like, oh hi, how are you doing? And they're like, I'm great, thanks. How are you doing? And you're like, I'm good. And then their next statement is, so what's up?
Oh, and I'm always saying that. But how is that offensive? Like, really, if somebody is asking what's up, it's a polite way of saying, why are you calling?
No, you see, that's the mistake. Look, listen, that's the mistake that you misunderstood me. It's not okay. Let's make this practical. Okay, you call me, right? And I answer.
Oh, okay. So I call you. Okay. I thought it was the other way around. Okay. I see.
If I ask, if you call me and I'm like, oh, I'm great. How are you doing? What's up? You know, I want to know why you're calling. But if you call me and then after we are done with the hi, how are you? We're both okay. And then you ask me, what's up?
I want you to say something. Okay, now that's even I would wonder with that one. I'm like, okay, you called me, but you expect me to say what's up? I didn't make the call. Come on. You tell me what's up.
I still have not found an appropriate answer to this. I always go like blank for a second and like go like nothing. What's up with you? Because in that split second I'm like, wait, what just happened? Like, why are you asking me what's up?
Oh.
You called me, so you should be telling me what's up.
Definitely a good one, and it's something that I need to work on, because no, it's not something that I need to work on, because I only ask what's up if somebody is calling me, not the other way around. Yeah, the only time I get to call people is when I have something to say. You don't just call somebody.
I feel like, you know, when the person has called you and then you go like, oh, I'm fine, thank you, how are you, what's up? Have you ever gotten that thing where the person gets offended, they feel offended that you asked them what's up when they're the ones that called you, and then they'll be like,
yeah, what
do you mean what's up? I can't even call you.
I can't even call you.
So I feel like it goes both ways. And then now you try not to be awkward and go like, I didn't, you called me, so I'm assuming
like there's something that you wanted to say.
Yeah. And then it will become, oh, I just called just to say hi to you and, you know, to find out how you're doing.
Like, okay.
Do you have another one?
This one is pretty straightforward. I think we've touched on this. I think so. But yeah, I'll say it anyway. I just included it on my list and I just saw it now. It's also a question about relationship status. You know, where people go like, you're still single. You know that question that people ask. It's like, you're still single.
You guys are still together.
Yeah, you guys are still together. You're still single. You're still with that person. It's again, it just it's a weird question. I mean, it touches on what I said. on the first one. It's just like asking somebody, yeah, you've changed now, you've gained weight, or you've lost weight, or you're taller. Yeah, it tends to, you don't know the state that somebody is currently in, or why they are still with that person, or why they are still single. You know, it could be anything, and just bringing up such a statement might make their situation worse than it actually is. So yeah, it is that I feel it's offensive to ask such a question.
Yeah. While on the issue of relationships, I like the point. It is offensive when you ask somebody, oh, so you're still single, and so you're not seeing anybody, really? And you're still with that person. But what about the comment that comes like after, especially with oh, you're single. Like, for example, people knew you were in a relationship with somebody, right? And they are like, so how's the relationship going? And you go like, oh no, actually we broke up. And their comment is, you broke up? You guys were so good together. What?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, that's terrible. That's just terrible. It's that's so because are you trying to?
They will go on a rant telling you how you guys were so good together, how this person was the best person ever.
Like, were you around the whole time, or were you the middle person of a relationship that you knew how good it was?
Until the next Vlogmas. Will the next one be our last one?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for watching.